A while back, I did a video on this purple suede wrapped beast of an amplifier, the Steel String Singer by Grand. This is an imported Dumble clone sort of deal here. It's beautiful, amazing sounding amp. The only problem is that I've been pairing it with just about the junkiest, jankiest speaker cab you could ever imagine. Let's take a look at this thing here. It's an old crate amp that Steve had converted into a 2x12 cab with front-facing vent here to let the tone come out of the front. I actually have newer speakers in here that sound great. Previously, I had crate speakers in here. One had a big hole worn in it. But anyways, his name is Bendy. That's what he likes to be called. He sent me the matching cab for this. So let's pull that into the shot.
Yay!
I think that looks a lot better, don't you? But the problem is that it doesn't sound any better because I don't have speakers in there yet. So I'm just gonna do a time lapse of me swapping out the speakers and then trying to figure out if I can fit this into the set in the garage. I kind of want to put it right in the middle, but I'm gonna have to move some furniture around. So fingers crossed, hopefully this works out. Here we go, let's have some fun. The construction on this cab looks nice and clean to me. I'm not someone who opens up cabs all the time to take a peek, but it looks like clean craftsmanship to me. Everything's nice and trim as far as the suede goes. Lots of screws to hold in the back. Came wired up and ready to go. I just need to throw the speakers in there. So I've actually got a really unique and interesting combination of speakers going into this cab. I ran this old cab here, the crate cab, with its stock speakers, with this stock crappy crate speakers, one with a big hole in it, for years as my main gigging situation. I leaned into it. I liked how dirty and gritty and gnarly it looked. I liked that there was no grill cloth and you could just see the raw speakers, and one of them had a big old hole wearing in it. But recently I discovered that I was running into headroom issues with one of the bands that I've been playing with that is really, really freaking loud. So I swapped the speakers out and I landed on two speakers that are unlikely friends, unlikely pairings. This one is a classic, a modern classic anyways, the Eminence Swamp Thing. Sounds great. And then I paired it with something kind of modern and unusual, a Jensen N12K, which is a neodymium super duper lightweight sort of situation. I fell in love with the weight of that Black Star amp that I have, the St. James. And I was like, oh man, it'd be great if I could go super lightweight. But instead of getting two of these, I got this and a Swamp Thing, which is a regular weight, super heavy speaker. But together, I'm actually shocked how good they sound. There's some magic in combining speakers that are just very, very different from each other. They fill in all the EQ holes and all the little gaps and nooks and crannies that one speaker leaves in the frequencies, and then you put in a different speaker and they complement each other and they work together. It's beautiful. It gives you options when you're recording too, or when you're playing live. You could throw a mic on each speaker and let the sound guy decide which one sounds best. So let's get them in there. the challenge is figuring out how I'm going to fit it in this space. I'm thinking about doing a full kind of reorganizing of the furniture in here and moving those white cabinets out that way and those white cabinets out that way and putting it dead in the middle and moving some of these other amps around, which means I'm going to have to move everything out. As you can see, I'm in a garage situation here. So I'm about to do a time lapse, and I'm probably going to spend a good hour of my life here trying to figure out how to make the big purple amp fit in the corner. Here's something neat that you might have noticed in the background before. This is my trophy for winning the Space Derby in 1989. That's right, I'm a Space Derby winner. This is the only trophy I own for anything I've ever done. Well, I guess I have the YouTube plaque back there. That stands for something, right? Trying to figure out where I'm going to put the Fender reverb. Kind of doesn't fit on the set anymore with this setup. Maybe it's time to retire this thing anyways. I've been using the Surfy Bear so much. But it is nice to be able to point back at the Fender reverb unit as a point of reference and be like, there it is. There's a 6G15 real deal Fender spring reverb unit. So I should probably figure out some way to incorporate it into the set. I'll figure that all out later. It's time to get everything wired up so I can actually play with it. Looking into the room, looking into that corner there, it obviously looks very attractive. It's a beautiful, great big purple, fuzzy, suede amp. But that Fender reverb unit used to cover that corner. And now it's exposed. Let's look over at the monitor. Oh, there I am in the monitor. But that's what the main camera would see. I feel like I've got to put like an Apple box or something, a riser, underneath the amp to get it off the floor. At least like 6 to 8, 10, maybe a full foot. At least like 8 to 10 inches off the ground. Also, I mean, I'm in a garage, like I've said, the water heater's right there. If it ever goes south on me, it might spray water all over the floor, and I'd love to have my amps not on the floor if that happens. So yeah, I'm gonna have to track down some sort of situation to get that up off the ground. It sounds killer in room. I'm realizing now that I'm sitting here where I normally sit. You're not going to be able to see it. I'm usually blocking up that Princeton. But now you can see both of the two Princetons with this layout. I've got the Rev D25 right there. I still need to do a full demo of that amp to show it off. I picked that up at NAMM. Rev gave it to me. They were like, we don't want to haul this home. Take it with you. And I was like, oh no, please don't make me take home this gold amp. But that looks pretty killer back there. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful amplifier. I just need to raise it up like a good 8-10 inches or something like that to get it up into that corner. The question is, will it be an amp that I can use in demo videos? I think for guitars, if I'm demoing a guitar, obviously I should actually start jumping around to all my amps. Instead of just relying on the two Princetons all the time, I should use the Tone King. I should use the Rev. I should use the Grand, the Dumble clone back here. But for pedal demos, like the Princetons are really, really, really great for pedal demos because I can dial them to be really clean and really flat. This amp has so much personality. I'm sure I could dial it in to be flat, to be boring, to be sterile. But for what purpose? What good does it do that amplifier, a Dumble clone, to dial it in to be boring? It wants to be high personality. It wants to have character. It wants to have some grit and some, it's just a fantastic sounding amplifier, but sometimes a fantastic sounding amplifier is not the best amplifier for demoing pedals, which is what I do around here a lot. So I need to spend some time here in the room, experimenting, playing around with stuff, feeling out the room, feeling out the amps, seeing if I can dial in what I'm going to call the Yacht Club to be regular amps for this channel. The Yacht Club is going to be amps that you could classify as being my high-end amplifiers, my fancy pants amplifiers. Yeah, I've got the two Princetons with the two Princetons jingle. But I think it's time to start incorporating these nice amps that I have. I've got nice amps. I want to use them. And I know that there's a stereotype out there that, guitar YouTubers like me only sound good because we're running through, $8,000 worth of amplifiers. But if I've got nice amps, why wouldn't I want to use them? If you had nice amps, wouldn't you want to use them? So maybe I should use them. I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to start incorporating the Yacht Club. Do I have a graphic? Maybe I'll have a graphic when I edit this. And a jingle? Maybe a jingle? Who knows? So anyways, say hello to the Yacht Club. We've got the Rev D25. We've got the Grand Steel String Singer. And we've got the Tone King Imperial Mark II back here. That is what it is, right? The Imperial Mark II. So this opens up some possibilities. I'm wondering what you guys think about this. I know some of you are probably afraid of change. You're resistant to it. You're like, no, don't change anything. But, change is good. I want to experiment. I want to have fun. I want to, show off the stuff that I have, that I've earned by doing this job over the years. All right, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me a rude and nasty comment. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked, and stay grounded. Bye, everybody.